Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Red Hare Inn. I am your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley, here to spin you and the two adventurers you see before you a yarn through the Lands of Ecriom. Before we get started, we're going to talk about some sponsored thingies, and then I'm going to introduce the amazing dynamic duo that I have here for you tonight. First, I want to thank Brianna Flame for the amazing overlays, Esoteric for the maps of Ecriom that you can see behind me, Del Barovic for the art that you can see to my that way. Yeah, I got it right. To my right, which is technically my left, but I don't know. Directions are weird. And yeah, all that good stuff. Sponsors, thank you to Dragon Rock RPG Design. Dragon Rock is an amazing duo of Renee Beauregard and Daniel Lieberman. Renee Lieberman and Daniel Beauregard, who create a bunch of really. It's canon now. I'm just, on purpose, I'm gonna make a printing company in Ecriom called Rock Dragon, and it's gonna be Renee Lieberman and Daniel Beauregard now.
Y'all heard it here, folks. Now you got to hold them accountable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I have like 3 places that it can go. All of them have printing presses. Bringing awesome content to the TTRPG community. They love working with other creators. So if you're looking for somebody to kind of spitball ideas from or for guidance in how to write things, check out Dragon Rock RPG Design. Next, Umbral Oculus Dice. Taryn Hackett, the amazing purveyor, as I dump out my dice because I forgot that I needed dice for D&D tonight. Purveyor of dice. Taryn makes wonderful relics from beyond the veil for you and your players or dungeon master to use at your table. Some of them are cursed, some of them are not, but all of them are absolutely beautiful. And then, last but not least, the Initiative Order. TO is an amazing collective of TTRPG creators and just like wonderful human beings who are constantly trying to bring inclusivity and friendship, camaraderie, all these good things, community into the TTRPG space. Check out TO. I believe they still have some June games that are up this month for you folks like you to play in. So check out TO. I'm going to put all their links in the chat in a minute. While our good friend Art the Gabo, this is Art's first time going first, but that's because it's Art's big day today. We'll see.
Oh no. No pressure.
But yeah, I'm gonna let them do some chatting and then we're gonna get into this thing. So Art, why don't you do the shtick, tell them about you, where to find you, all that good stuff.
Hi everyone, I'm here today as Art. Otherwise, you can find me or know me as Eddie the Discount Bard. You can find me on all the various social medias at Discount Bard. I'm typically on Twitch doing variety content, getting myself into all sorts of shenanigans, also struggling to talk, which is why we're the Discount Bard. But yeah, otherwise, you can follow me on all the socials at Discount Bard to see what other crazy antics I am up to. I'm also on TikTok, and so that's a thing. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's pass it along.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on social media at the Lizzie LD. I have been a bit silent in the TTRPG community, but I'm very excited to be here today. So follow me on social media for wherever I may appear. And I am very excited to introduce my new character to you. I don't know if I should be doing that now or if we should just do that in the moment, Logan. What do you think?
We're gonna do that in the moment. I feel like because Art doesn't even know who this person is or why you're here. For all you know, you could already be chopping his toes off to sell in the black market.
What is it with you and my toes?
Listen, I accidentally made a gambling game called Goblin Toes, and now there's a through line because you are a goblin and I have to threaten your toes. I didn't make the rules. I just work here.
Who decided that in the land of Ecriom there's a fetish for goblin toes?
Well, there's not a fetish. There's a gambling ring that uses goblin toes. Listen, I slipped and made a game and then immediately regretted it, but I thought it would be great character development for you eventually to lose your toes. So I kept it. Yeah.
All right.
Hang on, let me turn down the ominous music.
Oh, good. There's
Yeah,
ominous music to go with that statement. That's great. That's real great.
Yeah,
Good.
sorry. I didn't mean not ominous music at all. What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's still really loud. There we go. That's at least a little bit better. So,
This mysterious, ominous music.
this mysterious, ominous music that Art can't hear, so it's obviously in my head, so that means something's wrong with me.
That means it's extra ominous, because I can't even hear it.
My dice that I'm gonna need. But yeah, so Art, the goblin. You followed Corvus. You're in the city of White Harbor, or the town of White Harbor. You'd followed Corvus, kind of following his footsteps to a building where the footsteps ended, his echo was there, yet you had a brief conversation looking for some sort of sentience before Corvus came back out of that building. You had a brief conversation, pretty emotional conversation about a little bit of your past, a little bit of his, trying to kind of bridge a little bit of that feeling and pull some emotion out of the drow. When out of the corner of his eye, Corvus saw something, immediately became alert and hyper aware, and bolts out of the alleyway in which you were in. In that moment, as you kind of casually followed him and got to the end of the alley and kind of poked your head around, something went over your head. All you remember is darkness, a quick thump on the back of your head, and then you were out. In this darkness, you kind of have on and off dreams of home, of your fathers working with you in their respective workshops. You remember going and collecting honey, stealing butter. Then you feel a splash of water hit your face, and your eyes slowly start to come to, blinking, hazy. What little light in this area kind of giving you that like weird disoriented feel. And you're sitting in a small, what you could only imagine looking around to be a small like cell of some kind. The walls around you are stone except for a single wall of bars, or like a gate of bars across the open side, or what would be the open side. A small pair of cots, a couple buckets, another kind of wash basin full of water that's now kind of half empty and spilled over on you, as you imagined you'd rolled over in your sleep, or like while you were laying on the ground and hit it. And Dulcar kind of just trying their best to scrunch out of the pack that you have. Really quickly, Art, would you mind describing yourself?
Sure. Art is a scrawny little goblin with very bony features, about 3 feet tall, so on the tiny side. He has a long pointy nose and long pointed ears, green skin, yellow eyes, has a tufts of hair that appear to be missing, partially because they appear to have been singed off over one too many close encounters of the fiery kind. He wears hand-me-down clothes that are slightly too big for him, that are have definitely seen some days. Stains everywhere, the occasional rip and tear here. Basically a white shirt. He does not wear shoes. He kind of wears like bandages on his feet in place of normal footwear. And probably the 2 nicest pieces of attire that he wears are a blue jacket that has a long coat that has a multitude of various pockets that appear to have been sewn in over the course of time, and a rather nice looking pair of telescoping goggles that he wears on his forehead.
Now, Art, the one thing you notice as you start to kind of get up and move and shuffle and check your pockets, and Dulcar is fine, and Dulcar is there, and you kind of take Dulcar out and sit them on your lap. But going through your pockets, they're mostly empty. Your backpack is nowhere to be found. Only what you are wearing, really, is on your person. You do find like the occasional kind of like off tool here and there, but nothing that would constitute like a full set of any of your stuff.
Did they take the pocket bacon?
You reach in, and there is pocket bacon there. So,
Okay, well, at least they didn't take everything. And I'm gonna split the piece in half, hand a piece to Zulkar, and start kind of nervously biting on a piece myself as I kind of further look around and continue assessing my situation.
well, as you look around, the one thing you didn't notice, which you find it kind of difficult because it's a rather imposing figure, but sitting over on the bed, you see, I'm going to let Lizzie take it away and describe what you see over on the bed.
So you see a rather large, hulking sort of person. She's sort of slumped over on the back. It looks like she might be taking a nap. But just as you really notice her, her eyes open and sort of fix on you. And you notice that she has like two small kind of tusks pointing up, but her skin is more human colored. And you kind of gather that she's a half orc. And as she stands up, you have to keep looking up and up as she is 6'5". And she sort of walks over to you slowly, and looks down. And then she drops her knees and says, "You're so tiny."
Well, yeah, I suppose I was made that way. You're quite tall.
Yeah, I suppose I was made that way. What's that? And I point at Dulcath. This is also the out of character flares asking.
Dulkar.
Dulcar, yeah.
Oh, this is Dulkar. This is my little friend. And I'm gonna hold the skunk up to you.
Oh, it's a skunk.
Mm-hmm. A very adorable looking skunk, but a skunk nonetheless.
That is really cute. It's not gonna spray though, is it?
Oh no, not as long as you don't frighten him.
Uh-huh. Do you know why we're here? I have no idea. I've been here for 2 days and they haven't said anything. I'm glad you're awake now.
Well, I don't even really know where here is. I think I literally just woke up a couple seconds ago.
You did. Well, I guess I don't know. I was also kind of taking a nap.
Was the water you, or like what was that? What?
It wasn't me.
Art, you woke up on the ground, so you must have imagined you kind of turned in your sleep.
Oh, I woke myself up with water.
Yeah, you woke like okay. They had put the water, like they kind of just tossed you in, not really thinking, and like they wouldn't have walked and put you in the bed, and then in your kind of constant turning and moving and shifting as you were, coming out of or back to consciousness, the final straw that woke you up was you rolling into it.
Oh, well, I must have done that to myself then. It wouldn't be the first time. Well, do you know where here is?
Well, the last thing I know, I was in what? Excuse me. I've been trying to talk to this cool, scary elf. He's got face tattoos. He's been bringing me food. I think we're getting along. But anyway, nobody's told me anything. Last thing I remember, I was in Whitehall, but I was like at an inn. It's been a journey. I like to keep things pretty positive, but things have not been going my way. I was shipwrecked and I managed to live, and they ended up in Whitehall, and I just got a hot meal, and then I fell asleep and I woke up here.
White Harbor.
White Harbor. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's been a long 2 days for you in this
I don't even remember
place.
Where I was. I got drugged immediately. And so the clothes she's wearing, it's sort of like this brown robe that looks like it might have been well made once, but it does look like it's been through the ringer. Of just tattered and maybe even a little crunchy from salt, having been dragged in the ocean.
Well, this scary elf, you say, a cool scary elf. They've been talking to you recently.
Oh, well, mostly I talk, but I feel like we're vibing, you know. But like, yeah, he feeds me like twice a day, based on the past 2 days. He'll probably come back soon. I think it's hard to keep track of time.
Oh, well, maybe maybe he might be willing to talk to us now that we're both awake. I don't know. Maybe they're clearly waiting to have a full audience. I don't know.
That's the spirit. So what do you do? What's your deal?
Well, I'd show you, but they kind of took everything. Hang on, and I'm gonna look around uh the cell. Is there anything of note in here? You said buckets and a couple of cots.
Yeah, go ahead and give me. Yeah, so you got a couple of cots, a bucket. Are you looking for something like more in depth?
Just if there's, yeah, I mean, like, is there anything else of note that I like, something that is pick upable, so to speak?
Yeah, so there's like a bucket, like a small like bucket. The wash basin next to you is kind of like this, like larger, like oval, like deep oval bowl. Looks almost like porcelain, like something almost like super crackable, like porcelain or like really fine clay. The bedposts are made very simply out of like wood, and a couple like wood and like bits of iron or like scrap metal. Um, that could be easily kind of picked up, bowl or moved or shifted with the right motivation.
I'm assuming you said that I have the odd tool here or there, but I'm assuming that I don't have the specific tools that I'm hoping to use, right?
Um, well, while you have the odd tool here or there, the fun thing about being an artificer is that you virtually are, what's the right word? You're handy.
Do
with,
I have?
you're
Do I
handy with
have?
any tool and can kind of mishmash stuff together to form a tool set. So I'd say like while you
Ah,
don't have a very specific tool, like a single set of tools,
you
you have
are
enough
right.
tools from all your different things. Because I would imagine like you do have some where like you pull out a nice little kit, but the vast majority is you just shoving it into random pockets. So like they got tired of just pulling stuff out of your pockets because you do the whole like clown string thing, right?
Mhm.
Where
Yeah.
they just keep taking stuff out. So I'd say you don't have enough for like your tinkerer tools, but like
No,
you have
but I wasn't sure if I was high enough level for it, but apparently I am high enough to be able to find the right tool for the job.
correct. That's exactly
What
what
you
I
were
was
getting at?
thinking of.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh. Okay.
exactly what I was getting at. Why?
Cool. Well, if I'm if I have a little bit of time, I can kind of show you. I like to work with things. I'm a maker, if you will. Let me see what I have to work with here, and I'm gonna gather the materials that you described. Like I'm gonna take the buckets and see if I can take a look at them and see if I can figure out what I can work with them. The bedposts, you said it's all wooden for the bedposts?
There's wood and like little bits of scrap metal that they would have used either to like support the sides or support underneath.
Mm-hmm. I might have to get back to that, but let's see here. Um, and I'm gonna try and see if I can basically just kind of start tinkering away with what I have and try and see what I can come up with.
Okay. Go ahead and give me tinker tools, and we'll do that just straight. That'll be proficiency plus your intelligence.
Cool. That was not the best roll, but luckily I got good on those. So that's going to be a 16.
A 16. So with the 16, you're able to kind of deconstruct. Are you trying to like completely deconstruct the bed, or is it just like keeping it functional while pulling away what you could?
Um, I'm probably not trying to completely deconstruct it, but it might be like a, it's now a 2 or 3-legged bed at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I can. You can definitely kind of you go to the one like the back corner leg where it's up against the wall, like in the corner where it'd be harder to see, and
Mm-hmm.
you pull out a few nails. You take that bedpost down, so you have like a pretty decent, probably like a 3.5 ish, give or take, foot long piece of like wood. It's kind of rotted and like weak in some points, but it's still pretty firm. You get a handful of nails. You kind of look underneath the bed and like the slats that go across to keep the frame, like the bed frame, in place. You pull a couple
Mm-hmm.
of those, so it's still structurally sound if you were to hop onto the bed, but like you got a couple of these like probably about like 3 to 4 foot 2x4s that you pull out and kind of store to the side. Um, and obviously, if you want to actually get into like the meat and potatoes of the bed, you can pull out like carve into it and pull out like feathers and stuff like that. But you got a blanket and you got a pillow and
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff.
After doing that, I'm going to have a moment where partway through my project, I'm going to somewhat, I'm going to think of something and I'm going to somewhat change my mind. And I'm going to go to the I'm assuming that this cell has a door.
Yeah, the door of the cell, it's less of a door. It's more of like jail bars, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's this like sliding. You look up and you can see there's a sliding mechanism that if you were to unlock or open up this door, it would slide across and leave the space open for you.
So it is a slide door. It's not a hinge door.
Yeah, it's like one of those ones where you would slide it and make the loud like clang at the end, or either way that you would slide it. But there is like a little panel where it all kind of fits flush together.
Okay. Because, yeah, the difference between slide door and hinge door would have made a big difference there. So if that's the case, I'm going to try and... Do I still have my goggles, or were those taken from me?
Yeah, you have your goggles. They haven't taken those off if you know.
Cool. So I'm going to set my goggles down, and I'm going to try and see if I can take a look and see if I can analyze the lock.
Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
See if I can identify anything of use about this lock. Investigation is going to be a synthetic 20.
Oh, oh boy, oh boy. Why did I let you do this? Yeah, so you can identify that like with the right tool. It's a pretty simple lock. With the right tools, you could arguably pick it. Looking through your stuff, while you do have the right tools for the job, you don't quite have like lock picks require a very specific mechanism. So while you can still definitely attempt this and try this and have some sort of proficiency to it, it may be a little bit more difficult since you don't have like your typical like converter kit around.
Mm-hmm. So, but you would argue at this point that I at least have some sort of a basic understanding of the mechanics of how this lock works.
Oh yeah, it's a very simple like you put like you get the tumblers in. There's nothing really complex about the lock. It's a fairly simple lock. Like you've unlocked dozens just like this in your lifetime. So yeah, it doesn't seem like a difficult lock. It's just that you don't quite have all the tools at your disposal.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say, like, while you're doing this, I'm like watching fascinated, and at some point I'm like getting really close behind you while you're like totally focused. I'm like, so what are you doing?
Oh, well, I figured, we're probably going to be waiting around here for a while if we're going to talk to your elf friend, so I thought it would probably be faster if we tried to find them.
Oh, that's smart. You're like a real smart person, aren't you? That's cool. That's really cool. I'm like a real strong person, so I think like together we could be like an unstoppable duo. Your brain, brawn.
That sounds like an amazing plan. I like this. And that you see, and you say that you've got a good head on your shoulders right there.
Oh, I can see some things when they fit together, right? But I don't even know what you're doing with the locks and the taking the bed apart. It's also very interesting.
You said that well, I don't want to assume, but you said that you're pretty strong, right?
I'm pretty strong, yeah.
Okay. I might need your help with something.
Sure. What?
And I'm gonna go back to my previous project with the scraps and pieces that I had gotten from the bed and the buckets, and I'm gonna try and see if I can find a couple of if I can find a handful of nails.
Oh yeah. You were able to pull and pocket probably like a good, like, give or take like a dozen. It looks like whoever made this just had a bucket of nails next to him, and every time they thought that they needed to nail something together, they put like 12 nails into it. So like you're able to like pull out, like when you that initial check that you did when you were deconstructing stuff, you were able to pull out like at least like a nice handful of them, so about like a dozen or so.
What is the floor of the cell made of?
The walls around you on the three sides, as well as the floor and the ceiling, look like really like rough-hewn stone.
It is stone. Okay.
Yeah, stone and rock. You can see looking around that there are portions, almost like foundational cracks, where a little bit of water is seeping through from time to time, but nothing like major, like it's flooding the place. More of like, oh, it rained a little, and this isn't super structurally sound, so like water got in.
When you say it's not structurally sound, would it be suggested that it would be not structurally sound enough that a stone could be pried loose? With the right application of strength.
That's a good question. I was not prepared for that question, but I should have been prepared for it. I would say make a nature check for me.
A nature check.
I'm gonna leave your interpretation to a check.
Okay.
You're a smart guy.
I may be a smart guy. Nature is not my strongest, but that's not terrible. It's a 10.
A 10. You're knowledgeable enough to know that like if you hit a rock hard enough with something that's pointy and jagged, that it typically will kind of crack or give away. And while you don't necessarily have like a pickaxe, probably could whip something up or do something with it that would cause that.
How strong would you say that this wood that I've gotten from my scrounging around was?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 7. Maybe
Okay.
it's like a 6 or 7. It looks like it's showing signs of like decay, and it has a bunch of nail holes in it, but it's pretty, like it's still a pretty solid piece of wood.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a couple of the scrap pieces of wood. I'm hopefully like if I can get some like particularly longer ones, if at all possible. You're muted.
Did yourself?
I muted myself. Yeah, there's enough pieces where you can get like varying sizes. There's no more, just because this is a bed, there's no more that are like, unless you take off like the far side that goes the length of the bed. None of them are going to be longer than like 4-ish feet. So you got like between like 3 and 4 feet lengths of wood. Without deconstructing the bed completely, you probably have about 3-ish of those.
Okay, 3-ish of the 4-foot-ish pieces you said?
Yeah, so you have about 12 by, and they're like 2x4s almost. So like they're like that big.
Let's see here. This might fall a little bit outside of my domain, but do you have any actually here. Can you take this this nail here, and can you get me a couple of pieces off of the edge of that cot, just of the material?
Just
Yeah, I need like maybe like 3 or 4 good strips.
okay. Yeah, I think I could do that.
Yeah, you're very easily able to like rip through and make pieces of cloth for this little goblin.
Oh, thank you.
Here you go.
And I'm gonna take the strips, and I'm going to tie the 3 pieces of wood together in order to reinforce them. Would you mind finger? There we go. The little bow tie, and there we go. And then 2 more times. All right. So you see that crack right there?
Yeah, I see it.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna need you, because I am not strong enough to do this. If you can take this piece of wood and if you can just shove it on in there, and then now it's very important. We need to make sure that we push it from the end closest to you. We might be able to pry something out.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
This kid's it's called torque.
Torque. So, do I need to, what? Should I make like a...
Make a athletics check for me.
All right, let's do it. My first roll, and it's a nat 1 plus 5.
Oh no!
And that one, so 6. So you kind of grab this and you start tugging at it. Nothing. The wall's pretty solid and it's stuck in place.
Yeah, you know, like I mentioned, it's been a rough few days, and this wall is like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, little buddy.
Okay. Well, no. That's all right. That's all right.
It's a good idea, though. Very good idea.
Let's see. Plan B. Plan B. I don't know if it's strong enough to do this, but I guess we could try it. Again, if you don't mind me borrowing your natural talents, that would be
Of course.
super helpful. Okay, so that didn't work for that, but perhaps this might still work as a blunt object. And I'm going to take some of those nails, and this should hopefully be a much simpler task. I'm going to put some of the nails in a line on the floor. This is just basically a pure application of strength. I just need to try and see if we have any hope of pressing these a little thinner.
Oh, okay. So we're trying to squish nails? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Another athletics check.
Yeah, please.
Let's see how.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Well, it's a 13. I don't know if that's enough to squish nails.
Oh my god, your D&D Beyond name is It's a Mystery. I love it.
I didn't want to give it away just in case anybody checked.
I would say that with your this isn't such a difficult task, and you're kind of a bigger, beefier character, a half orc. So I don't think it's too difficult for you. It takes you a little bit of time. Like, it's more time consuming than actual doability at this point. So as you are pressing these nails down to a point, are you trying to get like flat long ways or flat like coins?
Flat long ways.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of, under the direction of the goblin, start to flatten these in a way that would make these like long, slender pieces of metal. Yeah, Art.
Could this potentially be the two of us working together in an attempt to create the right tool for the job?
I'll give. What are you saying, to give advantage on the roll? Or
well, that, but also I actually am specifically working towards something.
Oh no! I understand. Yeah, you're going to make. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, no, 100%. These would be able to, after they're flattened, you kind of go in and like take a little like pitten and hammer and kind of chisel out the pieces that you like need and form the shape of it, and are able to craft a set of tools from that.
Great. Okay. Now let's see if it's been a while. Let's see how much of this I remember, and I'm going to attempt to use our newly created tools to attempt to see if I can pick this lock.
Yeah, go ahead. It's going to be it's going to be your proficiency plus dexterity.
How many chances do I get at this?
I don't like that.
It was so you said proficiency plus dexterity. That would be a 10.
A 10. Okay, so you go in, and normally, like, you start to feel the give, not in the locks, but in these makeshift picks that you've made. Because while they are, like, you have the right tools for the job, you've crafted the right tools for the job, these are extremely precarious because they're, like, they used to be something else. And so, like, it's like if you took a piece of, like, aluminum foil and cut it out and then tried to, like, you know what I mean? It has a little bit of play there. So you recognize that with your 10. You're smart enough to recognize there's that play where you could lose the pick. And instead of, like, continuing further, just go, okay, I'm going to take a step back, take a breather, and see what I can do next. Do me a favor. Throughout the course of all of that, go ahead and give me stealth checks. Actually,
I was wondering how quiet we could make nail squish.
Yeah, I would say actually, you could either do stealth or sleight of hand. I'm going to require one of the two, whichever you would like. It will not, since this isn't movement and, like, armor related, like full on, like, movement related. It won't be with a disadvantage for you, orc kid.
Thanks. Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and just save us all some time. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, I rolled a 17, but
a 17. Unfortunately, a natural 1 counts as 2 failures. So, as you're sitting there, and you finally, like, you've pulled back and you've extracted the tools from the lock, because you're not going in it from, like, your side. You're kind of going around. You hear the creaking, like, of a wooden door opening, and these lighter footfalls starting to your way. Rounding the corner, coming into the light of the torch that's hanging on the opposite end of this, like, where the door is, and the wall opposing the door. You see this half-elf individual coming around, wearing kind of a simpler leather vest, and, like, armor underneath it, armor. You can see out of the sleeves, like, a white linen, almost like in the, like, poofy kind of frills at the end. Around the neck, you can see a cord of leather hanging from it, a small emerald. Face is very kind of gaunt and covered in these tattoo-like markings that extend from the jaw up either side and up and above the eye to the forehead, where they meet. And it's almost like it's almost like semi, what would be the right word? Like a crown almost, like, or like it's taking the face mask of, like, an actual piece of plate armor and incorporating it, like, the designs of it, into the tattoo. At the centerpiece where it would come down and, like, form this, like, V where it meets the eyebrows is what looks to be, it kind of turns into a like a raven's head, almost like a beak of a raven, like the head and the beak of a raven. The head is completely shaved bald, where you can see that the tattoo kind of arcs around the back, not at the crown of the head, but arcs around the sides. And it's more of like a braided kind of script that extends from the sides, of almost like wings and feathers, and loops all the way around.
Dude, that dude is so cool.
Oh, is this your cool scary elf friend?
I mean, can't you tell? Hey, it's so good to see you. I mean, I was just telling you, you have, like, the best fashion sense of anyone I've ever met. I mean, this aesthetic, it just works. You know, you're so good at your job with the vibe, being like a scary guard. I mean, I have to, respect. So are you going to tell us what we're doing here? I know my little buddy here just wants to know, and I'm still pretty curious.
No. Keep it down.
Oh, come on. I feel like we really have a connection here.
And what connection would that be?
I don't know. I just feel this vibe between us. You know, like I don't know. I just have mad respect for you, dude. So like, I would just love it if you could just like give us like a hint of like, I mean, like you're keeping us alive. So like I mean, what's the play? Is it like human sacrifice or are we like I like I was assuming I'm like a strong person, so maybe you're gonna like send me somewhere to work for someone. But now you got this tiny dude here. Like I was just I'm just boiling with curiosity. You gotta share, right? Come on.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. A 19.
Um. Uh. I don't know. Boss said we needed you guys for some sort of leverage or offering. I don't know, not quite sacrifice, but apparently there we need people to hand over at some point. He didn't really specify, but um,
Ooh, I mean, interesting. Yeah. Who's your like? I get it if you can't tell me, but like, what is this organization like? Do you worship somebody or like?
I mean,
Is it, like the
I
mob?
I worship somebody, but not in like, but
But
not
not.
because the group worships somebody. No.
Oh, okay, cool. Who do you worship? I'm a big fan of Melora personally.
Yeah, it's not Melora.
Okay, cool. It's fine.
Um, yeah, no. Keep it quiet. Food's coming up in about. He looks at his wrist, realizes he doesn't have a watch. I don't know. Whenever I feel like bringing you down. Um,
You man, totally get it. Just one other question. You're being so awesome today. By the way, thank you so much. I had this like lockbox with me. It's very important to me. I mean, do you guys? I was just wondering what you did with our stuff.
uh, you mean our stuff that we took from you?
Sure,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. But do you still have it, or like?
I mean, yeah, we have our stuff in a
you
location.
you you were very ginger in handling what you found on me, right?
Are you talking about the stuff that smells weird?
Well, that literally describes all of it. But it's just I'd recommend that it just handle with care.
Um, sure. Yeah, right now they're things are kind of piled up by the campfire.
By the campfire. Oh well. That's not a great place to keep any of it.
Smoke damage can be pretty serious.
Okay. Okay. I'll bite. Why?
Well, look, if you can just let us out for just like a few minutes, I might be able to make sure that it doesn't cause any problems. It's something that's best handled by delicate hands.
Make a deception check.
It's a first decently good roll. That's a wait. Where's deception? There it is. A 16 minus 1 will be 15.
Um, yeah, I'm all for that. The only problem is that I can't let you out of here. Um, because if I let you out of here, I honestly don't know what you're capable of. Um, but thank God that drow left you, or else we wouldn't have been able to get you. He
Okay,
seemed
well,
quite imposing.
well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, noted. We'll make sure we move our new stuff over a bit from the fire, so that way there aren't any accidents.
Well, yeah, let's just say that If my belongings get a little too close to the fire, it'll be a night to remember, assuming you can remember it.
Noted. Well, all right. Stay quiet. Don't cause too much of a racket. And he turns and starts walking out of the room.
It was great seeing you. Good talk, bud.
Yeah, I don't care. He just kind
I
of.
know you don't mean that.
His form kind of goes out of the torchlight back down this hallway that starts to curve out of sight. You can hear eventually like, a little bit of conversation at that point, but nothing that like you can pick up exact words for.
Okay, so here's a question. Were you awake when they brought you here?
No, I wasn't. I was drugged, I think. I had a horrible headache when I woke up. And I was eating like clam chowder, and then I just,
Clam chowder, what's that taste like?
Oh, it's pretty good, except I wouldn't recommend the place that I tried it at.
Oh,
Given
well,
the
yeah.
circumstances.
Yeah, I suppose that's a really good point. But no, I'll have to add that. Hang on, do I have my notebook?
Yeah, you have your notebook.
Okay, let's see. List of things to try. Clam chowder. I've always heard about it, but I've never had a chance to actually try it before with my own tongue.
It's a sort of weird way of saying it, but maybe it's just having a weird night where I'm like, but you didn't try it with other people's tongue. No, that's not a thing.
Well, no. I mean, that would kind of be nonsensical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you gave me the impression.
Although, I'm kind of curious, what kind of an experience would it be like if you could taste food with someone else's tongue?
It'd be a really weird experience, I think.
So this is the type of artificer you've become.
Oh god, who was that voice?
A blue lightsaber lights up in the corner.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
Another Order 66 flashback.
Oh god. Okay,
Well, okay. So you don't remember anything about when you came in, so you wouldn't be able to have any idea of where that campfire might be.
No, although a campfire should be pretty easy to find, right? Just follow your nose or the smoke or something. We can get out.
That is true. That is true.
Although I suppose if you listen to it, it might go somewhere that we don't know now. But it sounds like you were being serious with the.
I was dead serious about that. If that stuff goes near the fire, it will not be fun.
I've seen some explosives before.
Or it might be incredibly fun, depending on the circumstances.
Well, we clearly aren't friends with those guys, so. I mean, some of the, I like to think I have a vibe with that guy, but I mean, he is also playing the role of captor, and I don't know. The offering does seem like it could still maybe be human sacrifice, so I'd like to get out of here, personally. By the way, I haven't asked you your name yet. What's your name?
Although if it's human sacrifice, that would be kind of nonsensical, because
neither
of us are human.
Humanoid sacrifice.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. You totally just asked me my name, and I didn't even process that. Hi, I'm Art. Just Art.
Art, nice. Just not short for anything, just Art?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I would ask you if you're an artist, but it seems like you kind of are an artist, in a way. Just maybe not in a physical sense.
I've never been particularly good with a paintbrush, but, I have other things that I do.
Clearly.
And what about you? What's your name?
My name is Orca. Orca. My name is Orca. Yes, that's my name.
Orca. Any relation to a specific aquatic creature?
Yes. Right. It's a very cool, strong name.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's a great name.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Well, Orca, it appears that we might be stuck here a little bit longer than anticipated, but if I can, I know I'm close. I know I'm close with this. I just need to. I need to not be so loud this time, which is a challenge for me, admittedly. But maybe if I give this another go, I'll see if maybe this time we might be able to find a way out of here. Because apparently, your cool scary elf friend is not looking to be particularly helpful today.
Well, I mean, he did talk more than ever, so we got more information, but to be fair, it isn't a lot of information that would lead to us leaving. So, although the campfire, that was good. We can get out.
Yes,
Yep, but
yes,
anyway.
we did. We got the campfire, and we got that our stuff is there, which is an excellent start. We also got that apparently there's some sort of a sacrifice happening that may or may not be involving us, which that part I would very much like to avoid.
Agreed. Very much. I got places to be, things to do, people to see, etc., etc.
So do I. Speaking of which, they might be looking for me.
Oh, you have people looking for you? That could be good. That could be good if we have people. Extra
Well,
people. You said
I
you had a
guess-
scary friend?
Yes. How long have I been here?
Oh, I think they brought you in like a couple hours ago.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay,
were
so-
you were up or were woken up when they brought this goblin in. Probably about 2-3 hours at the most.
Okay, good. Well, good and not good good because that means it hasn't been that long, which means that they can't have taken us very far. Not good because that means that I'm probably not been gone long enough for them to necessarily think anything's wrong, because I do have a tendency to do kind of just wander off, so I don't know if they'll be looking for me immediately, but they could be, you never know. Maybe I've already set up an MO that they do start looking after me immediately. I don't know, who could say? I'm not really good at understanding these sorts of behaviors with people. Anyways, I did say that I had a task I was going to work on, so I should probably go ahead and work on that now.
Yeah, I just also, I don't always follow things right, but I do want to point out that just because you got here 2 hours ago doesn't mean you've only been gone from wherever they took you from for 2 hours.
That is an excellent point.
I don't know how long you were out. I don't know how long I was out, so.
Well, that could either work greatly in our favor, or very much not so.
Exactly. I don't know.
In either case, I think
There's
it's
not a
time
window
to
in-
give this another whirl.
Is there a window in here, or is it completely?
No.
Like, can we see like the sun?
No, there's no sunlight coming in this area. You can tell that the hallway, or like this area, goes to the left a little bit as well as the right. Your captor went to the right, but it looks like there is a little bit away to the left, out of sight.
Okay, but yeah, I was just wondering if we could tell like what time of day it was or anything like that.
No, you are not able to tell what time of day it is.
Cool.
Okay, well, I'll try this again, but this time maybe I'll try it a little bit more quietly. Plus, also, maybe if I take my time, we might get some slightly better results. I've learned that I can be a bit impatient at times. Maybe if I slow it down. I know that's what Dad always used to say. So, take it slow and breathe.
You got this, little buddy.
Thank you.
Wait, I wanna put my hand on your shoulder, and then I'm gonna cast heroism on you. Just no fear.
All right, I got this. And I guess I legitimately believe that I got this.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to roll a deception check against yourself, but
Nope, I feel like that was all I needed, was just honestly, the heroism is a bonus. I think I just needed encouragement from a new friend.
go ahead and make another check for me. Another sleight of hand check, or thieves tools
Okay.
check, which would be proficiency dexterity.
Does it make any difference if I am taking my time?
If you know what, with the heroism and the boost of morale, I'll let you do it with advantage.
Okay.
The DC will be, I mean, so what I'll say is you failed the first time, so the DC goes up. But if you're taking your time and you have help, that kind of evens things out.
All right, so we said sleight of hand.
Correct.
plus proficiency. That will be a 17.
Or I'm sorry, it's dexterity plus proficiency, not sleight of hand. My bad.
Well, I guess it could work, right?
Honestly, in this circumstance, it's the same, but yes. So
Yeah.
still 17.
Cool. With the 17, you are, you feel the locks start to turn and start to give, and you get that immediate boost of confidence, and like very quickly are able to move the last couple pieces into place. You feel it start to turn, and then you hear the, and then it start kind of roll, like your arms start to move with it as it starts rolling off to the side.
Oh, you did it. I grab the bars.
Yeah, you grab the bars, stop it from moving, or at least very carefully try to get it. Are you trying to close it all the way?
Or open it.
Or are you like, or open it? That's what I meant. Open it all the way.
So Laga's bringing. Now that we know we can do it, we'll wait till.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I appreciate a good challenge.
Cool. All right. Yeah. We'll just open it slowly, carefully. I don't suppose you have grease or anything on you.
Well, actually, and I'm gonna go through my pockets. Do I have any butter left?
Oh yeah, and if you couldn't find butter between the bacon, like the grease that's in your pocket from the bacon that you're able to kind of scoop out, or like just scraping the sides of your pockets for the butter with your nails, you're able to get a decent amount of butter out. Butter.
All right, so hang on, just 1 second here. Did I disassemble both buckets, or do I still have one left?
You still have one left.
So, I know this technically falls outside of how this spell normally works, but I would like to see if I can take some of my butter and cast grease into the bucket.
That's a. You know what? I'm gonna leave it to how I roll it for Terran's thing. Go ahead and make me a spell check, which isn't, or like what would it be considered? Let me go to your character sheet because I had D&D Beyond.
Just using my spell modifier or using a spell attack?
So you'd add your spell modifier to it.
Okay. Survey says that is a 13.
A 13. I'm gonna say you get about half of the usable grease in there, so you're like with like a little bit more than half a bucket full.
Okay, well, this is probably less than I wanted, but still probably more than we need.
Oh, okay. That was cool.
And I'm gonna start greasing the door.
Okay. Yeah, very easily like able to grab a couple pieces, throw it, and like kind of rub down the wheels, make sure that they move very smoothly back and forth, to the point where it's kind of like if you let go of this thing, it's like full send down like in either direction. If you so much as just kind of give it that little tap, it's like full bore going back to the way you pushed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And would I be able to hold on to any of the leftover grease?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't imagine you use like half a bucket of grease to grease up.
I can't imagine so.
I'd say you have about a quarter bucket of grease.
Great. Okay, so there's that. Also, and I'm gonna go back and get that reinforced piece of wood that I had. I'm gonna hand it to my new friend here. It's not much, but maybe it'll come in handy. And I'm gonna run on back, and I'm gonna try and see. Ooh.
I'm thinking, like, can we put nails in this? But probably don't.
I mean, I certainly could if you want me to, but no. So you got that, and I'm gonna get. I'm gonna try and see if I can work together some of the wood that I have. I want to see if I can find a particularly pliable one.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's not super hard. You're able to find one that's pretty flexible and movable.
Great. I'm gonna take one of my remaining flat nails, and I'm gonna try and see if I can scrape it against the rock enough to get kind of a sharp edge, so that I can try to use it as a means to carve this wood.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna with the time that you need. Are you keeping the door to your guys' cell open? Is my question.
Yes.
Okay, so door's open.
At least I am. I don't want to speak for both of us, but
Yeah, I think yeah.
Cool. So with the door open, yeah, you got plenty of time you got plenty of time to be able to kind of file this down up along the rock. It's still pretty crude, but it's sharp enough for you to be able to like write into the wood with.
not right, carve.
Or carve. That's what I mean. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I am going to use this to shave down this particularly pliable piece of wood until it resembles a curved piece of wood that is flat on top and bottom with a slight bend in the middle.
Are you trying to make a bow right now?
Oh, no, nothing like that. No. This is going to be far more useful.
Okay. I love where you're going with this, but you're losing me in terms of what you're making. So can you tell me what you're making? Or
I am attempting to carve out a boomerang.
Oh, okay. Make me a. Man. Because you don't quite have the tools for it. I'll say make me a.
I mean, it would be a crude one at best. I understand.
Yeah, make me a. Oh my god, I don't even know what to. Make me a tool check, but you're gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I don't even know what to make you roll. Shit, that one threw me off guard.
Hey, I did it.
You know what?
At least once today.
I'm just gonna mark up. I'm gonna mark up the DC. So
okay.
Go ahead. It'll be proficiency plus intelligence, and then I'm gonna adjust for.
Does it make a difference if it's a weapon that I'm familiar with?
Yes and no, because like boomerangs are, you could be familiar with it, but like I don't believe you made the boomerang that you had.
I did not make the boomerang that I had, but it's definitely something that I've held on to for a long time.
Yeah. I'd say you're familiar with how your boomerang was made. It's another thing to create one from a piece of wood that's been sitting in a basement jail.
Of course.
So yeah, I'd say you're familiar with how to make them, of course, because like that's how your mind works. Is like you look at it and you can kind of piece together. But it's still the difficulty of taking a random piece of wood that you don't even know has the right kind of properties and turning it into a boomerang.
Okay,
so, yeah.
I'm fine with that. I mean, honestly, at this point, even if it's one that's like a one-time use, like that's still gonna be something. What am I rolling again?
Plus, so it'd be D20 intelligence and proficiency bonus.
Oh, wonderful! That's a 21.
A 21. So you carve this thing, and it looks pretty solid. Like it looks like a decently sized. And decently made boomerang compared to like your old one that you're used to. You're not quite sure, looking at it and kind of like looking at the wood and like doing a couple like not test throws but like test movements with it, if it will actually come back to you or not. But it at least will serve the function of you're pretty sure going to where you threw it. Whether or not it comes back after the fact is a different story.
Well, nothing like a field test. All right, let's go find us a campfire.
All right.
Oh, no. Let's go find us a campfire quietly?
Right. Okay. We have no idea if they posted a guard. We have no idea where we're going. How do we navigate this? Okay, we can do it though. We'll definitely do it.
So you step out. Look to your left.
Oh, quick point of interest. I make sure that I gather up Dulcar and put it in my bag.
Yep, that works. Yeah, so you gather up Dulcar. Look quickly to your left. It looks like there's another one of these cells. But other than that, nothing. It looks like there's like a bench in front of it. Looks like there's like a bench in front of the cell, but in a small table, but like nothing.
Is someone in the cell?
That stands out. Looking in, No, it's empty currently. Nobody in there.
Interesting that they put us together when there was still an empty cell.
No,
Their mistake.
I'm sure there was a reason for it.
Probably. Maybe they were expecting more people to come in. Or maybe they didn't want to walk. He's too cool to walk the extra, 10 steps to the other cell.
Yeah, he just didn't want to move. He didn't want to move the body for an extra 15 feet. Yeah, so he's just like, screw this.
It was probably for efficiency's sake. I don't know how many sacrifices they needed.
They didn't say sacrifices, says Logan's face, but we're going with that anyway. We're just assuming the word.
Y'all assume whatever you want. I love this. This is great. There might be a sacrifice now. I don't know.
Oh dear. When the flares accidentally paranoia something into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's just the one exit where the elf usually comes in?
Yeah, off to the right-hand side, yeah. If you keep following it.
Alright. I'm like walking towards that way, like trying to be sneaky.
Alright. Are you first and then Art's behind you? Or is Art first and then you?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm first unless Art says otherwise.
Pretty much the moment Art said that it's time to go, Art started going in that direction.
Okay.
Okay. Point of order, your boomerang functions as a normal boomerang damage-wise. Orca. Your big piece of wood functions as a great club. So it'll be strength-based, obviously, and then 1d8 plus your strength.
Cool.
Yeah. You guys begin making your way to the right. Losing sight, or losing the torchlight pretty quickly before rounding the corner. Both of you give me stealth checks, please and thank you. As you guys are creeping toward this door.
And I do have my chainmail still. They didn't bother to take that off me?
Correct. They didn't bother taking your clothes off you.
Ooh.
There's at least a little bit of respect there. They drugged you, but they didn't at least, leave you in rags.
Cool. All right.
Which also reminds me, I should probably be honest and not have my cast iron on me as much as I appreciated the extra 2DC. Or 2
Oh
AC.
yeah, the heal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they took your cast iron.
I'm sure I figured they would have taken my cast iron. Why wouldn't they have taken my cast iron? That's probably the one useful thing I had on me.
Logan ain't no dummy. I was like, what can I do? No, but you guys are able to kind of curve around this hallway. Art, what was your stealth?
Stealth was a 13.
And then Orca.
15.
I keep reading Orchid because it's there right in front of me, and then I'm like,
Yep. It's 15, even with disadvantage.
Wow, very solid. So the two of you make your way around where you find this solid wooden door. It looks like it swings inward toward you guys. You can see that the what do you call it?
Hinges.
The hinges. Yeah, thank you. Words. The hinges are on your side of the door. Underneath on the bottom of the door, there's enough space for this kind of warm orange and red fire, what you can recognize as firelight, kind of pour into your end of the hallway. There's no window on the door or anything like that for you to be able to see through, but the door is relatively thin enough and there's enough space where you could hear a conversation going on the other side. Or bits and pieces of it. Really quickly, you hear the half-elf go. My Amazon device went blue real quick, and I was like, "What the heck did I say?" I said half-elf. You can hear the half-elf.
I legitimately thought that was what the half-elf was saying. For
no, you can hear the half-elf say, "Oh my god, we need to get rid of those two. The half-orc just does not stop talking. Every time I go in there, it's like I don't know how much more silent I need to be, but like, what point do you not understand social cues, you know? And then, like, you can hear this voice like, I mean, you know, you just, some people just don't get it. Or, like, maybe she's trying to be friendly. You ever think about that? You know, I mean, thrown in a cell, no idea. I mean, we did kind of do the clam chowder. And he's like, I know, but, I mean, listen, when it comes down to it, we needed people. Literally washed up on shore. Was talking about it the whole time. So who's gonna really miss her? And he's like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty true. But, you know, good thing is, we'll be safe. Families will be safe. White Harbor will be safe. And then after that, we'll go back to that like things were normal. He goes, that's true. That's true. And then they kind of just like murmur off and like, oh, so how's the kids? Like just kind of like casual, like just kind of chatty back and forth.
Does it sound like they're moving, or are they just kind of like stationary?
No, it sounds I don't know how you gauge that, but no, the sound stays.
I mean, are the voices getting louder, quieter?
Other than inflection, it doesn't sound like they're getting any quieter or louder now.
Mm-hmm. This is just a straight hallway to this door. I'm
Correct. It almost looks as if like, and so very similarly, this was carved, like the rock is carved or like mined to create this passageway. It's very rough, very like you can see bits and pieces where like if you imagine even so much as touched it, it probably would crack off and kind of fall. Not precarious in the sense of like dangerous, but more of like just like very quickly done whenever it was done.
So it's narrow, and there's not really, it's just kind of a narrow hallway. There's not like any sort of crevices or anything like that.
For a person of your stature, you could probably find a nook or a cranny somewhere, but not like so much so that it would completely hide you. And as for size, it's probably enough. Again, because you're a goblin and you're small, you and Orca could probably walk abreast. But if it was somebody, you imagine that if it was like two people of Orca's size, they probably would have to walk single file. It's like 1.5 people wide. Yeah.
Question. When Scary Cool Elf has come to visit, what kind of weapons has he had on him?
Ooh, you know, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked, because I actually have that answer.
That is a good question.
See that he had, on one hip, he had a hand crossbow. And then up, kind of tucked, typically up on his, like, what would be, like, his lapel, like, upper shoulder, breast area, that I forgot to mention because I didn't think that much in detail. He's got this kind of gnarly, like, hooked, you know the daggers that have that are, like, talon daggers?
Can't say I've seen one, but I can imagine what you're from that description.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the ones that have like the hole at the end so you could spin them, but like they look like they're like giant hooked, or not giant, but like smaller hooked daggers. But it's larger, so it probably goes from like here and then the handle and then it hooks like a talon. I'm trying to do this while looking at myself, but like hooks down and around in toward himself. But it looks like a pretty gnarly. Like a gnarly blade.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's just a long, narrow hallway. There's no crevices. There's no corners or anything like that where one could potentially like get behind or anything.
Oh shit! Yo, Smelly Cat, what up? Thank you for the raid.
Oh, hello,
how are you doing,
Smelly
my
Cat?
friend? Yeah, we're gonna take a brief moment because like 14 people just showed up. But hi, how are you?
Hi, friends.
Welcome to the Red Hare Inn for friends who are new. The Red Hare Inn is a oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say at this point. But no, the Red Hare Inn, we do a lot of D&D content. We have our main campaign right now, which is the Ecriom Expeditions. This is actually a offshoot one-shot type of deal because of some stuff that happened last session. So our good goblin Art is trying to escape wherever he has found himself in, and has found himself a sidekick in the name of Orca, once Orc Kid. But yeah, we usually play every Tuesday night for that, and then do some homebrew and some other stuff during the week. So, obviously hit the follow if you want to follow and you want to find out when we're doing stuff and when we're doing stuff. But yeah. A karambit knife. There we go. I couldn't think of the name, yes. But yeah, a karambit knife. 100%. Thank you. Of course, Daniel would know the answer. Daniel Beauregard of Rock Dragon, I mean. But yes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for being entertained by us. We're gonna get back to it. But Art, I'd admit there's enough of a space for you to kind of duck and cover. It wouldn't be full cover, like I said, but like for you, because of your size, able to kind of duck in. Oh no, I got the wrong thing out. I got the wrong timers on. There we go. Turn that off.
Yeah, that was the thing, is I wasn't thinking for me. I was thinking for my slightly taller friend.
Oh yeah, no. Half orc is
Mm-hmm.
half orc. No way.
Okay, and then in the meantime, while you're thinking about this, Orca's gonna lean down and be like, "Did you hear that? It sounds like their families are being threatened. Maybe we could help them. Maybe if we offer to help them, they'll let us out." Is that overly optimistic? I've been told I'm overly optimistic.
That's not a bad plan. I worry that perhaps, maybe, possibly, I mean, I don't know. I haven't had good experiences with people when they say they want to sacrifice me.
Well, that's fair. I haven't had too many experiences with people wanting to sacrifice me specifically, but I have had experience with people who don't want me alive or otherwise have opposing goals. So,
I had a circumstance where someone was trying to go after my toes. It was a little weird.
That's really weird. Why would they want your toes?
Apparently, I honestly, I'm not sure.
There are some weird psychos in this world. Okay, so they're like, do we like get the sense they're like just right on the other side of this door?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's probably a little bit of space, or like, I don't know. You quite don't know how big the room is, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you can tell that they're in the next room. They're not farther off. Probably, yeah.
They're not like walking around. They're like there.
Which way does the door open?
It opens towards us.
It opens in toward you.
We can see the hinges.
I put 3 ties on that. I might need one of them.
Okay, I'll take out the middle one.
Great, okay.
Tie it with a bow, so it's easy to do.
Right. Simple shoelace knot, right? I'm hoping that the hallway is narrow enough for me to accomplish this, but what I would like to try to do is, outside of the swing range of the door, I would like to try and see if I have any more of those metal pieces yet. Essentially, I'd like to try and see if you said that the wall was fairly fragile. I'd like to try and see if I could jam a pin basically into either side of the wall and tie my bedding tie around it.
Oh, do you want to create a...
I'm trying to create a tripwire, basically.
Okay. Yeah, 100%. Go ahead and give me a Arcana. No, I was about to say Arcana. Go ahead and give me a Tinker Tools check. So but it's going to be intelligence or proficiency in sleight of hand instead.
Proficiency in sleight of hand? Okay, that'll be a 19.
A 19. Yeah, you can very successfully do it. It's pretty tight. Your, what do you call it? Your knots are pretty solid. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I'm going to take that
Bucket of grease?
remaining bucket of grease, and on the floor, right past the trip line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And okay, so I'm gonna hide in this little crevice here, and what we're gonna have you do is you're gonna make a big noise to get their attention, and
Got it.
make sure that you are waving really high. You want their attention to be up high.
Okay, I got it. All right. So I'm gonna start like clanging my wood on the bars, walking up, sort of like, and doing it high as said, and said, "Hey, I heard what you said. That you don't want to talk to me. That's mean. I have feelings, you know. Come back. Why you say that to my face?"
In Art, kind of ducked behind the corner, like in this little alcove, you hear, "Oh, are you? What? You know how many conversations we've been talking in here for?" And it like just keeps trailing off whenever he gets like the fact that like, how could you have possibly heard this? And you can hear a chair kind of scrape as the individual, the half elf stands up, and you can hear the door open, and you hear the step, and starting to come around the corner at this point. "Hey, what are you?" And then I'm gonna make what's it, a dexterity saving throw.
The grease is a dexterity saving throw. I don't know if the trip line adds anything to that, but yeah.
Well, what's your spell save DC?
Well, for the grease, it'd be a 14.
A 14. Okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna make it a disadvantage because of the tripwire. And that should do it. Let me double check stats. There we go. I needed to get his stats up. Plus, yeah, no. He's like, "What's it?" And you hear the audible like that little bit of a twang as his feet, or as his foot gets tripped up, and he's like, "What?" And he starts to fall, and then he kind of just falls and then slides like a good 10 feet as he hits the grease and like is sitting almost at the opening of where this tunnel meets where these cells are, and he's kind of just laying there at this point, staring up at you, there, Orca.
With my big, great club of wood, I'll be like, "You want to take that back?" And this actually, sorry, I want to do this more menacingly. "You want to take that back?" Just like full intimidation mode.
Yeah, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
18.
Oh, that's cocked. Yeah, I'm sorry that you, that you heard what I'm sorry that you were just trying to be nice, I think. I should
Right,
probably, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I want to like just step on his chest lately just to be like, keep him down. So here's the deal. I heard what she said out there that your family's in danger and White Harbor's in danger. Well,
Make an athletics check,
okay.
because this would be semi grapply.
Cool. 13.
Yeah. Foot on the chest. Yeah. Mine. I mean, more of what White Harbor's in danger.
Who?
Here's the thing. I don't really know. My boss just kind of tells me what to do, and that everything will be okay. And he's kind of like glancing around and talking a little bit louder. At this point, you hear, "Hey, you doing all right? Like, are you? Wow, you're actually having a conversation in there."
Yeah, why don't you come in here and join us?
What? Visto, do I need to? Are we having that? Are you having that good of a conversation that you need? We're gonna move in there now. And Visto just and is like looking up at you.
It's a real friendly conversation. We just want to know what the situation is, what the danger is. Maybe we could help instead of being prisoners.
Make a. Do you genuinely mean that you will help? That you would help?
I think she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check then.
Okay. That's an 8.
8.
I think maybe the circumstances aren't that convincing, to be fair.
Oh, really? I rolled really low. You hear, oh, really? I had some ideas. I didn't. It seemed kind of. And then he's gonna, as he's walking in, and he, boom, and slides, and now you have the two of them like on their backs or on their you have the half elf, which you now know his name is Visto, on his back, like foot on his chest, looking up at you, and then you have the other guy who's on his side, and this individual you see coming around the corner is this kind of like shorter, like almost furrier individual. He's wearing normal like commoner clothes, like linen pants, like a nice like kind of like linen shirt over the top that kind of has this open collar to it, now covered in grease, but these kind of thick red fur. What's his name? Art, you'd recognize this as like a smaller hobgoblin,
Okay.
having seen Haku back in Swagat, one of your goblinoid kin of sorts. But this individual is kind of smaller, a little bit, not very athletically built, got a little bit of like a stomach to him, lithe arms, hasn't really been doing a whole, like you could tell, hasn't really worked out, isn't really skating, no armor or weapons on him whatsoever. And he, so we're having this kind of conversation, huh?
Yeah.
So just as a reminder, because I know Art would remember it, but Eddie's memory is horrible. Where do I know Haku from again?
Haku was one of the two individuals that Hale knew back in Swagat, back in late Emite. It was Haku, and the other one was the Goliath. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. I'd have to check my notes.
Right.
But it was Haku and where's it at?
I know I have that note somewhere, but my memory is bad.
Oh, Haku and Keth. Keth was a half-orc.
Keth, that's right.
Yeah. Haku was the female hobgoblin who came back and tried to give you guys the Ublix, like while you guys were having breakfast. Like third or fourth session.
Right.
And then after that, you guys were like, well, I guess we really need to investigate this now.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of furrier. This one doesn't quite have like the full-on mutton chops that Keth did, but you can see they're kind of growing, but the hair's really scraggly and like not really kept.
Haku?
No. My name's Rin.
Oh, you look an awful lot like someone I knew.
Oh, cool. That's good for. Okay, so what's the plan here, Visto? When he looks over at the half elf who you have kind of pinned.
I don't think you do. Orga's gonna cut in. Now, I think let me direct this conversation for a little bit. Now, I've been very patient, I think. trying to understand your side of the issue. And I genuinely mean it. If you guys are in trouble and, preying on helpless civilians is the best you can do, then I think maybe there's another way. And I would just like to know what it is, because I can't stand by while people are kidnapping innocent half orcs and goblins and who else knows. And just because I washed up on the shore doesn't mean that nobody cares about me. So, we'll F you for that one. So there are two ways this could go. One, we just leave. Two, you take us to your boss. It's risky for us, though. I don't know. What do you think, Art? Should we just bang him on the head and leave?
Well, I don't know. How likely am I to get my stuff back?
Well, with which, it's in the other room. Visto's kind of
the one right over there?
Yeah, it's over. Remember when I said it was over, but we kind of pushed it back like 5 or 10 feet from the fire, so it's not right up next to the fire anymore. But it's in there right over by the fire. You can go get it if you want.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm gonna reach down and take that knife off of the lapel.
Okay.
Just to take away one weapon from the potential enemy in case things go sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to go check that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the other room.
Honesty check.
Carefully walking around my trap.
Yeah, you're able to very easily walk around your trap, walk around what's left of the grease. Going to the other room, you see a small table that has some food on it, a couple chairs sitting around this kind of central fire that has very low burning with a single pot, like a cauldron on it, like hanging over the top of it. On the opposite side, you can see this pile of your stuff, like multiple packs kind of thrown together. There's a door that leads out on the right side of the room, and then there's a door that leads, or another door that leads out kind of directly across from the door that you just came in through.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they have our stuff.
All right, that's 1 point for honesty. So why don't you tell me a little bit about this guy you work for?
Oh, yeah, where do you want me to start? I guess would be the good thing.
All right. I guess I want to know sort of what his ethical standpoint is. Obviously, I don't have the best impression of that right now, but I did hear that there's some concern about other people. Good people can do desperate things in desperate times, but what do you do normally in not so desperate times?
Well, normally,
Mm-hmm.
I'm normally a fisherman. Every once in a while, and this is Visto talking. I'm normally a fisherman. Every once in a while, I'll go and do my duties, my tours on the boats, on the watch boats, out on the coast. But I spend most of my days fishing and helping to run a small fishing business.
Didn't know fishing was such a rich enterprise, and I kind of nudged the emerald's necklace with my toe.
That was a gift. A gift.
Really? Do I believe him?
Roll an insight check.
Let's see. Oh, okay. It's a 7, not a 1.
A 7.
But it's a 7. Yeah.
Yeah, you believe him. He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. Interesting. And tell me more about this friend that gave you an emerald necklace.
Yeah. Got it from Cathar. shortly after my first tour out on the boats, we came across a small group of I don't quite know what they're called. Kind of scaly, look like fish, but they're like human.
Mermaids?
No. They didn't have. They had 2 feet like you or I.
Dragonfall?
Sahagwin, maybe. Um, I think they're called. They may be called something different around here. I don't know if that's what they're called, but a group of them had attacked one of the fishing vessels, and we went and helped them out and saved them from them. And then Cathar afterward gave me this, gave me the emerald, and I took the time to turn it into this.
Got it. And Cathar is your boss?
Cathar is my boss. Yeah. He runs. Yeah, he organizes and runs most of the guards, the Coast Guard here.
So you're the Coast Guard.
I mean, I'm not. The Coast Guard is more of like conscripted voluntary conscripts. I mean, we all, as part of the White Harbor community, take the time to, what's the word? Take the time to make sure that we protect it. So we all make sure that we're doing time out on the water as members of the Coast Guard, in between our normal days of work.
Would any of our experience on our voyage across towards White Harbor give me any sort of insight as to whether or not this is a thing?
Yeah, the boat that you guys hopped it back out, like when you guys got off the Zenthir ship and hopped on the other boat, that was a Coast Guard boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that checks out. That seems like it's a. We actually took a ride with one of them on the way over here. Well, not here, but the other here that I was at before I was here. Actually, that's a good question. Where is here?
That is an excellent question, Art.
We're about like 2 or 3 miles to the west of White Harbor, across the river. We have a small alcove here.
And why is the Coast Guard looking for sacrifices?
Cathar never really told me all the details. He just told me to discreetly find people. I don't know if it's I don't think it's sacrifices, but all I know is that that Cathar has been known to bring people here, and occasionally they haven't come back.
Well, that is quite a story. I mean, from what I'm hearing, sounds like you guys are good, normal folk. Possibly of a shady boss, possibly of a desperate boss.
I mean, Cathar keeps saying that it's to make sure that the people in the town are safe. So that's why we keep doing it. It's not that we want to. I don't want to be not safe, so I guess I do want to do it.
Safe from what?
Again, I have no clue. I just bring people here, and then
Never see him again?
yeah. I don't know if they get taken somewhere else, or if they get sacrificed, like you were saying, or if they just get like a stern talking to and they get sent on their way.
All right.
But it's
Well,
usually people like you guys who've only just got here and don't really have any connection to the town.
When you say it's only people like us, have you brought through others that look like me?
Oh, no, like people like you. I mean, like random people who show up and just exude the nature of not belonging, being an
So
outsider.
you haven't found anyone who meets that description that looks like me.
What you mean a goblin?
Kind of.
Uh, I mean, I think maybe one point a goblin. It could have been a halfling. Not 100.
Halflings look pretty different, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I haven't met very many green halflings, at least not ones that, naturally look that way.
yeah, you got a point there. I don't know. There's this little kind of green thing. Pretty sure it was a goblin. Yeah, maybe we brought a goblin or two through.
Where do they go?
Listen, man. Like I said, I bring them. I bring stuff here. I wait a little bit. Things go away.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, Art, and I want you to tell me what you think about this. I think we get our stuff and we go meet your friends, and then all of us together, we then go talk with the boss. And depending on how that goes, it could be a nice talk or it could be a not so nice talk, you know?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
Depending on whether or not he's nice, you know?
We don't know where they went. We don't know how long it's been.
Oh, they probably know. How long has it been since you nabbed this little buddy?
Well, him. Um, a day and a half, I think, maybe give or take.
Oh, wow. We're pretty far then, huh?
I mean, I had to carry you by myself.
Look at him. He's a small little potato.
I mean, I'm not that big of a potato, though.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, I'm not very strong. But no, I mean, for you guys, you could probably walk back in a little less than a day if you take the coast, or follow the cliffs down.
Hmm.
Do you have any transport down the river?
Across the river, you mean? No. I believe there's probably a ferry that's there, or you may have to walk up a tiny bit to find a ford that's passable.
Does this ferry have people around it, or is it just something that's just sort of stationed there?
When I went, there's usually a ferrymaster who brings people back and forth.
He just lets you carry knocked out corpses back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I had him in a bag.
What about me? I'm like really huge. How'd you get me all the way out here? I mean, I know I washed up on shore. Yeah, with Cliff.
We had to use a wheelbarrow. And even
Like,
then, that was, there were a lot of rocks. You fell out a lot.
no wonder I was in so much pain when I woke up.
Where will we find this ferry?
You head east. Just keep following the cliffside. You'll get to the end of the river.
I just had a fun idea. What if we take our new friends with us, Art? They can show us the way back to town. And, we can talk about what it means to be good, upstanding citizens on the way. And
That
then,
may or may not be a better idea than what I originally had.
oh, what was your original idea? Let's hear it. No bad ideas in brainstorming.
Well, I was thinking that we go ahead and make sure that these two can't follow us, and then we make sure that we get our way over to that ferry, and then we commandeer it for ourselves, and then take it so that we can get back to White Harbor and meet up with my friends.
Yeah, I feel like it's similar plans, but if we take them with us, then nobody else can untie them. Yeah, we just have to make sure we'll see if we can trust them on the directions front. But I feel like, Visto, I really do feel like you and I, there's like a connection. I mean, you really did try and put that like cool spooky distance between us as a guard. I mean, you played the role well.
Oh, that worked.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just mad respect. It's just really cool, really scary. Just you just had this whole vibe going. I respect. Like I said, mad respect.
Well, here's what. If we're gonna go with this plan, could you just hold them there for just a second?
Sure, and they're not gonna go anywhere, right? And I like hold. I just sort of like casually swing around the wood.
I mean, right now we're kind of at your mercy, so
That's
yeah, unless you let us get up and walk away, we're not really going anywhere, I guess.
Perfect.
Great. All right, and I'm going to go back into the room, and I am going to collect my things. Which I'm not sure how long that will take, considering how many pockets I have to fill. Also, you're muted.
I am muted. Roll a d4.
A 1.
A 1. It'll take you like a minute or so to do. It's not like you have to put on armor or anything, so it's really just like picking stuff up and like throwing it in pockets, but you didn't really have an organizational system to begin with. So
I beg to differ. I had a very meticulous organizational system that just makes sense only to me.
Okay. You have a very meticulous, but to the DM who did not understand that, you just kind of throw it all in a bunch of pockets. And you're able to very quickly and effectively scoop up your frying pan at the end and kind of put it on your belt.
Sure.
And be ready to move out.
Oh, hey, by the way, while you're looking over there, there should be like a round shield. It's got a wreath with like some flowers painted on it. And also like a lockbox. It looks pretty distinct. It's got like this rune on top of it. If you could just grab those while you're over there.
Yeah. I'm on it.
It looks like there's a whole, like, once you put your stuff there, there's like a whole other pack and like the shield and what type of weapon? It's called some javelins and a maul that you kind of just can scoop up and bring with as well. The maul, you're kind of like, at that point, you're like dragging as you're pulling everything. It's a little bit heavy, but
on the way back to the room, I'm gonna take a sniff of what's in the pot on the fire. Does it smell any good?
Make a perception check.
What is my modifier for perception? That is a 21.
21. I would say it smells like, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably around like a 4.5. You're definitely getting like the meat, like a little bit of the savory smell, but it's almost like stale savory, or it's like it's been a rotating pot. It's like an everlasting pot.
I'm gonna.
Although I guess you haven't eaten in a day, so that might. Well,
I'm going to. Don't worry, I promise I'll share. I'm going to pull out Dulkar's bowl, and I'm gonna scoop up some of the food that's in there and wait for it to cool. And as I'm returning back with stuff, and basically it's gonna be like I'm trying to drag stuff while also holding food in one hand and waiting for it to cool.
Are you gonna try to walk all the way back through your grease at this point?
I'm probably going to at least have enough wherewithal to stop there and go, I have your stuff. It's a little heavier than I'm used to carrying.
Oh, you got all of it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, why do multiple trips when you can do one, right?
Fair enough. Okay. So I look down at Visto and Rins, who's stayed down. All right. Let's see. I'm going to take my foot off your chest. And we're all gonna be nice and friendly now, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be nice and friendly.
Okay, wait and then I'm gonna go grab his cramped crossbow, unless that's too strapped on.
No, I just was waiting for you to forget.
No, I remembered. And then, hey Art, can you drop my stuff there? I'll grab it in a sec. Can you get the weapons off this hobgoblin?
Oh, sure. and I'm gonna try to carefully maneuver through my grease while simultaneously blowing on the food and trying to taste some of it.
Okay. Oh my, wait, what? Can you repeat that? My mind is just blown by the amount of shit you just said you want to try to do.
Dropping my new friend's stuff.
Okay, drop your stuff. Cool.
Making my way back through my trap carefully, while also blowing on the food that's in Dulcar's bowl that I just scooped out of the pot, and trying to sample it. So eating and walking at the same time while trying to maneuver around a trap.
No, make a dexterity saving throw. Sweetie,
there it is.
Like, come on.
You want to drop this food and splat it all over.
A dex save, you say?
Yes, please.
That's going to be a 12, and if I'm trying to beat my own DC,
you're trying to beat your own DC. So you manage to step over, like you're careful enough to be like tripwire, got it, and you go and you set your foot, and your foot just goes whoop, out from under you as you kind of do like a split now, and the bowl kind of goes flying in the air. As you do that, the other two quickly look at each other, and the hobgoblin pulls out a dagger, Visto, and tosses it to him. And Visto catches it, and I need the two of you to roll initiative.
All right.
There it is. Well, I guess that makes sense since I just, slipped on my own trap and threw a whole bunch of food in the air.
Mm-hmm. I got a 17.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're going first. I'm sure not.
We'll find out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's his initiative? Plus 3? 20. All right, what'd you get?
A natural 1, which comes to 3.
3. Oh, wow. All right, cool. So, let me open this up a little bit more so I can have these side by side. So, Visto is going to look, is like in the process, the two of them were in the process of standing up as he did so, is going to look back at Art, who's kind of splayed, and like out of commission for a hot minute, and then back at you. Yeah, this isn't how this was supposed to go. You can either get back in, and we can finish the right way, or I can bring you in cold. To you, Orca.
So I'm still standing on him though, right? Is he just like?
No, because you said you wanted to let him get up.
No, I was saying.
Oh,
I bet when when they looked at each other, I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna get your thing, and then I was calling Art to get their weapons before I took his foot off my chest. So
That's
I had, yeah.
Same thing.
Okay. I really thought that this could go another way, but if we have to fight, I'm not backing down. I'm not getting back in that cell.
All right. If that's the case, and he's going to try to like turn his body and get out from underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So I need an athletics check from you.
All right. 16.
Oh shit, that's a 16 for me.
Oh shit.
All right, roll it again. Roll it
All
again. Straight roll. Actually, no. Go ahead and
roll a 17.
A 17
plus 5. If we do the plus.
All right. So his first, he kind of moves, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And he's gonna try to do it a second time. So go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay. Yeah. My second roll was a 17 plus 5.
Oh no! So he used his first kind of movement or action, I guess, or like attack to like counter the grapple, and he's gonna he's trying to do it a second time.
Oh, that was my second roll.
No.
Wait.
So the first roll was a tie. So I had you re-roll.
Oh, okay.
And you lost. So now he's trying to get out again. So I need another roll.
That's a 13.
All right. That time he manages to slip out from underneath your foot and stand up. As he does, he's gonna try take the dagger, which is like a very like simple, like almost like a kitchen knife, and try to slash it across your shins as he's standing up.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 15.
Doesn't work.
All right, so you slashed across the shin. You managed to pick up your foot right at that last second. And then is just going to kind of stand there and waiting and anticipating. And it's now your turn.
This is really sad, bud. I'm just going to try and clobber him with the Great Mace.
Go for it.
Well, yeah, ideally dealing non-lethal damage, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a giant piece of wood, so if you want it to be non-lethal, you could 100% be it or 100% have it be non-lethal.
Cool. Just bludgeon him a little bit, not to death. Okay, wait, where are my actions? There we go. Great club. Wait. 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
Yeah, dirty 20 hits. Go ahead
Great.
and roll your damage.
Okay. Damage is 5.
5. 5 points of damage. And as you do that, he's going to look at you again and, like, seeing an opportunity, he takes the blow, but as he does, he's going to try to use his reaction to swing the dagger upward toward you. And does a... oh, no, that's only a 14. So that doesn't hit, and it just kind of glances, like, hits the bottom portion of this giant piece of 2x4 that you're swinging, and sends a couple chips your way. After that, the hobgoblin's going to stand up and try to run out past you, Art. He's got to make a saving throw because he's running against... Oh, that's 16. That he's going to pass. No problem. He doesn't have a negative. So he starts sprinting by. You will get an attack of opportunity, though, if you would like.
Me? Or
Art.
Sure. So here's what I would like to do. I fell down, had my well, I guess that wouldn't work if it's an attack of opportunity. Never mind. Anyway, so instead I'm gonna just kind of reach out with my newly crafted boomerang and try and see if I can, I don't know, get the trip on him.
Get the trip on him. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me an attack roll with disadvantage because you're prone.
What was that? That was that, and that was that. Boy, that's a darn shame. So with disadvantage, that's a 10.
A 10. You swing out, and it's just enough to connect because it's a guy who isn't wearing. It's a guy who is not wearing armor. Yeah, he's got no armor on.
Oh,
yeah.
That's amazing.
And he doesn't have a dex really any dex modifier. So go ahead and roll your. It'll be a D4 plus your. In this case, it would be D4 plus your. I think dex.
I think it's plus. I think it's plus. Yeah, dex would be +2.
Yeah.
So that'll be a 5.
5. You hit him in the back, and he lets out this kind of, and you can see, or not in the back. You hit him in like the knee, and he lets out like a gah as he kind of leans and looks down. I think pretty sure you kneecapped him, and like you can see that it's starting to swell, but like he keeps limping, and he's gonna use the rest of his movement, the rest of his movement, and then he's gonna dash and get out of the room, and he's back in that first room that you guys were at. And it's now back to you, or up to you, Art.
Great. So, I see in front of me, I have my friend Orca and this, what was it, Visca?
Visto.
Visto is they're currently engaged. Well, this is a stupid idea, but you know what? Dokar, I could use some help right now. I'm gonna have my little critter come out of my bag. Now, since I slid on my own trap in the same direction as everyone else did, would it be arguable to say that I probably slid roughly about the same distance they did?
Yeah, you're close enough to like where you're probably about 5 feet away from
Oh,
Visto.
perfect.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm gonna have Dokar come out of my bag, and I'm gonna first of all try to stand myself up. I'm gonna hold out my little skunky friend, about face, lift tail.
What do I need to make for that? And
That's gonna be
what's the radius?
That is a 10-foot cone, and it's a dex save.
All right, so then I'm also gonna.
I'm trying to
it's
avoid
10
my
feet,
friend.
It's
I'm
10
not sure
feet
how
from
well
you.
we'll do.
Yep. You know what? No, it's 10 feet from you, and you're 5 feet away from Visto, so it would only be Visto. So dex save, you said?
Yeah.
That's a 17, 18, 19, 30, 20.
Oh, yeah, that'll definitely not do the trick, unfortunately. So, well, there's a nice, lovely spray. It smells bad. It doesn't have the intended effect.
And it just kind of just sits in the chamber at this point, and lingers, as skunk fumes are everywhere. Was that your action to do or bonus?
Well, I guess that depends. Is that my action or is that Dulcar's action?
You'd have to use a bonus action to direct dual car on your turn, so you still have an action.
Okay, great. Well, that not having worked, I will go. Well, okay, that didn't go according to plan. So, is there anything left of the lovely food in the bowl?
In the
Like
bowl,
any trace remains of it or anything?
a tiny bit, but not enough to like really eat. If that like, there's like a little tiny like puddle.
A little tiny puddle. That's great. I'm gonna take that tiny little puddle and I'm going to, first of all, set Tokar down, grab a one of my jars of bubbling liquid. I'm going to mix it with the food, slosh it around with the bowl, and I am going to yuck it over in the direction of Visto.
Visto. Okay. And also,
right, so-
and also Orca.
I am trying to avoid Orca, but we'll see how accurate that is.
Unfortunately, given the space, because I believe it's Tasha's caustic brew, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
I
a
believe
line.
it's a 5 foot wide line that goes about 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Cool.
there's no way for Orca to avoid it other than making a saving throw. So what saving throw do we need to make?
Another dex save, which it seems our friends are good at, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, natural 20!
That's a 16 for Vista.
16 is unfortunately a save.
Is that
Let's see. And I think nothing happens on a success, right?
No, it's a leveled spell, so it should.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say anything on if it fails, so I think that's just a. I think
Each
that's just a
creature in
miss.
the line must make a dexterity saving throw or be covered, or until a creature uses its action. Oh, dang! Yeah. You're right. So nothing happens.
I just miss. I missed twice. I did it. I fire and I miss, and I fire and I miss again.
Remember to mark off. You should have 2 spell slots marked off.
Yes, I did. I did
for
mark
the
2
Grease
off.
and then for the Tashas.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Already marked.
Awesome. Back to the top. Vista's
We're doing well here.
Vista's gonna kind of is just smirking at this point. Is going to make a flurry of stabs out at you, Orca.
Oh.
Wow, 14. Taryn really likes you.
Orca's just having a great day. Orca's doing so good.
Second one's gonna be a 21.
Okay, that will do it,
So
yes.
the first one you manage to like get stuck into the board. The second one slips through and will cut you, and then the third one's a natural 19 for a 24.
Okay.
So the second two, that you kind of get overconfident and you're like, yeah, I got this, and you go high, and after it parries, he quickly like darts under and gets a couple little jabs into like your stomach, into like kind of poking your stomach area with the plate, or like within your chain shirt, and you're gonna take 4 points of piercing damage from the first one, and then the second one comes around and comes in, and that will be 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Just but a scratch.
And that's Vista's turn.
Okay.
And it's
Which
now that means it's your turn.
That means it's my
Oh,
turn.
how long does heroism last for? It's only a minute, right?
Yeah, it's only a minute.
Okay, so that would have been cool.
Yeah. I had that same thought where I'm like, wait, no, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
We talked for quite a while there.
We were trying to be good.
Yeah, you did all that talking in 1 minute.
Yeah, and then the whole setting up the trap and collecting all the stuff. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's amazing how time works.
Too easy.
Yeah. Too easy. Okay, so I am I'm just gonna swing. Gonna swing at him.
Go for it.
Cool. That is a 14 to hit.
A 14. As you go to swing, it hits and connects with the body, but he kind of shoulders up a bit, and you watch as it just kind of, he soaks up the blow and moves and shifts a little, but it doesn't connect to the point where it would hurt him.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember. No, I only have one attack per action right now. How many bonus actions? Bonus action. I'm gonna.
What you got?
I'm debating Shield of Faith. If I want to Shield of Faith myself or Art, or if I want to hold on to that spell slot for now.
Completely up to you.
I'm gonna hold on to it for now. All right. I'm gonna say, Art, can you hit the one who's running? And then.
Well, I can try.
As you turn around, you watch, and because you can kind of see through that doorway into the next, or like as the door was closing, turning around and looking in. Oh wait, no, that door the door doesn't stay open, so it would have closed the second he ran out. So you don't know where he is, but his turn is come and gone. Art, it's your turn.
Cool. So how far away was that door?
From you, probably about 15 feet.
Okay.
But you're also still prone. Unless you would have stood up on your turn.
I never moved on my turn. I think all I did was stand up.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Are you sure you got this guy handled?
No problem.
Okay. And I'm gonna go pursue Hobgobbo.
Yeah, let me check one thing.
Don't go too far if he's already gone.
So last turn, I would need you to make another dexterity saving throw.
Who?
Art.
Oh, me?
Because you technically did not move, so you ended your turn in your own grease again still.
Oh, I thought I would have slid past it, but okay.
You slid through, but Yeah, I'll give it to you. You still got to run back.
Okay, that's... I hit exactly a 14.
14. So you managed no problem. Instead of jumping over it or leaping over it, you kind of do the Tom Cruise slide across it, jumping over it the very last second. The tripwire that you made, you get to the door, you open it up, look inside, and kind of take your take your little bit of movement back inside still. That the room is empty. You do see that door that's straight across from you kind of doing that little bit of reverberation as if somebody had just closed it.
Am I able to reach the door, or is that too far away?
If you were to dash, because what's your movement? You have 30 feet of movement?
Yeah.
So you went about 15, or went a little bit more than 15, so we'll say 20, another 10. You'd have to dash to get there, because the room's about 20 feet wide.
Okay, then, yeah, we'll go ahead and dash.
Right, so you run 10 feet, you swing up, pull open the door, and it looks like this room used to be some sort of, storehouse. It has a bunch of crates and barrels, and you can see several of them have been kind of knocked over and spilled over. And then, so if your door was here, on the wall that was over here to your right, as you look in, there's another door.
Does it look like that door has been opened or anything? Or would I be able to tell?
Make a perception check.
That'll be an 18.
An 18. No. That door has not been opened.
Okay. I don't know how much time I have left on my turn, but if I have time, I'd look around. Otherwise, I guess that would be my turn.
I'll give you a free action. Go ahead and make another perception check for me. I'll say that your bonus action was to look at the door. I'll allow this as a general scan.
Okay.
How'd you do?
15.
15. Looking around the room. No, actually, that's a good question. How did he do? Oh yeah, you can clearly tell that kind of in the back corner, it looks like a crate had tipped over, and that crate had been very casually picked back up, or like very hurriedly picked back up and kind of put on its side. So there's just like a crate that's like has some contents of it. Looks to be like some sort of salted meat spilling out of it. But behind it, you can kind of hear the steady kind of coming from behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the end of your turn. We're back up to the top with Visto. Visto, again, is going to kind of just... You're sure? I don't...
Don't want to hurt me, Visto.
I mean, I was trying to save that from happening. Yeah, and as he does, he's just going to stab. Like... At this point, he's playing dirty. That's 17 to hit.
That will hit.
First one's a 17. The second one is going to be a what is that? 21 to hit. And the third one, oh my god, a natural 20.
This one from me doing really good to like not.
So you're just so thrown off that he's just like ja, ja, and the third one he comes back
like,
over the top.
Wait. Oh, are you really thinking about?
I was thinking. Now I'm thinking about it. So that's gonna be. Wow, I rolled 2 1s. So it's gonna be 4 and 4. So 8 from the first two as he stabs and stabs 1 and 1, like 1 and 1, and then the second attack. Or I'm sorry, that third attack, that was a crit, is going to be 6 points of damage. So it's very quick succession, almost just like he sees where you're trying to get this 2x4 to block, and it's just finding ways around it. At one point, kind of cuts low, scrapes across the leg, very, very lethally.
So that was
8 plus 6, so that would be 12, 13, 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it's just going to kind of stand and ready and waiting.
Okay. I'm going to take the disengage action and try and get to my stuff.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. You could do that. It's going to require you to make you dropped it on the other side of the grease, so you're going to need to make a dexterity saving throw to go across the grease.
Yep.
When the goblin.
Oh good. This is going great. Great.
You slide and you fall.
This started out as such a good plan.
That only took about 10. Only took about 10 feet of your movement, or like 10. Yeah. Or no. Yeah, about 10 feet of your movement to whip around, and fall. So you still have 20 feet. So you could use. It would take half of your full movement, so 15 of that, and you'd have 5 feet left, and you could stand up and walk out, and then. That's your, I'd say as a free action, you can pick up what you want to from your gear.
Okay, I just want to get my shield and my maul. And so I'm gonna stand up. Where I think I'm gonna stand on this side. Like I'm gonna stay in the doorway and be like, Are you still there?
You can hear a very muffled version of that.
Over here.
Okay. I don't want to abuse the free talking. So I think that will be the end of my turn.
You could have a response. I'll give you a response to that.
Okay. Be like, maybe I do need help. And then I end my turn. Oh, you muted yourself.
I keep muting and unmuting myself because I don't want y'all to get the clickies when I click on the keyboard to do things. That's your turn. Art, it's your turn.
Cool. I'm assuming I don't have line of sight to the room that Orca's in.
No, you'd have to run back out.
Hmm. Checking something real quick.
But you could use your full movement to get to that other door, and then you'd be able to see in.
So, how far away is Orca at the moment?
You do not know.
Sorry, let me rephrase. How far away is that room with the door where the grease was?
The room across was 10 feet.
It was 20 feet to get across that middle room, and you're only 5 feet in. Like, yeah, it'd be about 25 feet to get into that other room.
Okay. Because I ask because from a flavor standpoint, Art would make some calculations, reach into one of his pockets, crank up one of his little flying ducky devices, and send it back that direction. Mechanically, I don't see anything on here that says line of sight for Firebolt.
For Firebolt? I mean, it would get
It says
full...
within range. It does not
I mean,
say
it
within
would
line
get
of sight.
it would get full total cover, which means it can't be targeted by an attack or a spell.
Okay, that's fair.
I
tried so hard.
I'm glad I had a comeback, because then I've been like, shit, he's
That's
right.
That's good.
No, you have 2 doors in front of you. There's no way that you can hit this thing.
That's fair. Okay, hey.
The first door didn't give full cover.
Props for trying, right?
You know what? I give you props. No, honestly though, you could just run into the other room if you really want. Like, run back across the way you came, open the door, and then he probably would have. He's still standing, but he's kind of around that curve, so he'd have a little bit of cover, but he wouldn't have total cover. So you would be able to throw that firebolt at him if you wanted to.
Cool. I at least know that this works. Running on back. Get down!
Can I get down?
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of lobs it over you. As long as he doesn't roll a natural 1. In that case, he lobs it at you. But I'd feel so bad. Joins as a guest, gets caustic brewed and greased,
right?
And
Hey,
firebolted.
Math is hard. 14?
14. You watch as it goes and it just splashes up against the wall. Because it's like you're like throwing like a... What are you throwing when you cast Firebolt?
That is literally my flying duck bomb.
Oh, you make like a fly... Okay, so you throw it and it just kind of like... And like explodes, but kind of just splashes up against the wall.
Dang. And I'm assuming that because it missed, that would not be enough to ignite the ground.
With that, actually, you know what? Because it missed and Firebolt has that splash, it would splash down onto the grease, and the grease where the floors would light up real quickly.
Great. Escape route acquired.
Back up to Visto.
All right, we're now on the other side of a wall of fire.
Yeah, you're on the other side of a wall of grease fire.
Good thing it's a stone area, right?
Man, it's a stone surface, so it's not going to burn anything. What does Vista want to do? Vista's going to peek the corner, and then is going to, he's going to peek the corner to see what you guys are doing, and then is going to just sit back and kind of go back around the corner where he knows he's behind full cover, and just kind of sit there for a second. and wait and see what happens.
Well, my friend, I'd say it's been fine, but I think maybe I should stop the pleasantries. And I'm like scoop up my lock box and like sling my pack over. All right. I think we should probably skedoodle.
Cool. I think the other one might have gone this way. I didn't see if there. I saw one other door there. I'm not sure if there's another exit.
What was behind that door?
I don't know. I didn't go through that door yet.
Oh, I mean the one you did go behind.
Oh, it was a room full of stuff.
Sounds like maybe the other way's better. Not sure. Is there like any? Are we underground? Like
you get a very good sense that you're underground. Yeah,
okay.
like the way that the rock is, and even going in, the two of you, I'll say with this, you can kind of use one action together to go back into that room with the fire pit and the stew and the like where all your stuff was found. This very much looks as if somebody hewed into the rock itself and created this area. And judging by it fairly, like, some of it kind of looks like it was naturally there, but it was there and then expanded upon. So there is signs of like natural rock formation, but it also looks heavily modified.
Interesting.
And obviously doors are put on because doors just don't happen in caves.
And just to be clear, that door that I pursued the other individual through, I'm trying to remember, was that the only other door out, or was there another one?
So you had, in the storeroom where you followed that one guy, there was another door.
Yeah, through that door, but there wasn't another door out of the fire room.
Oh, out of the fire room? Yeah, to your right.
Oh, there was another door. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys can go through that one if you want.
Well, that way is a storeroom and maybe our other friend, and then there's a door out there. I don't know where this door goes.
Well, let's try the door we don't know if there's anyone behind instead of the ones we know there's definitely people behind.
Well, technically, I don't know if there's anyone behind either of those two doors. I just know there's one behind the door that has the other person in it, but the door beyond them, I don't know if the... Oh, I get your point. Let's go through this door.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. You run very quickly to that door. Pulling it open, you see a smaller hallway than even the one, like almost like single file, with a little tiny bit of wiggle room for Art if you wanted to run side by side with you. You begin making your way down that tunnel. And as you make your way down that tunnel, that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
Excited.
Your escape had. Your adventure continues. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to let my two lovely friends do their shtick real quick, and then we're going to raid out of here and call it a night. So yeah, Eddie, go ahead, take it away.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Eddie, the Discount Bard. I'm a Twitch streamer. You can find me at twitch.tv/discountbard, where I do variety content that always involves any sort of degree of shenanigans. You can also find me on various channels like this one, doing awesome characters and having fun and getting myself into other forms of chaos. But if you want to follow my social medias and see what sort of antics I'm up to, you can follow me at all the socials at Discount Bard. And let's pass it along.
All right. Yeah, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me at the Lizzie LD on Twitter and Instagram. I'm sometimes TTRPG streamer, so follow me to find out where and when I will crop up. It can happen at any time.
Hell yeah. And thank you for joining me. I'm like super happy to finally have you in a game and play with you again. It's great.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so much fun.
But yeah, your Innkeeper and Dungeon Master, Logan Hanley. You can find me here and on other places. Check out my socials for that, or the Red Hare Inn socials for that. Other than that, we'll be back tomorrow night, back to back, the Ecriom Expeditions for session 19. This is 18.5 for session 19 of the Ecriom Expeditions, as the party has to figure out what the hell happened to Art. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for adventuring with us. And until tomorrow, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.